Hi everybody, welcome to this project. I've already showed you the preview of what we're going to make. Of course I haven't made it yet, I will have recorded that at the end, but I have made the prototype, so I know where we're going with it. We are using this beautiful, fun collection from Simple Stories called Cruisin. This is a design team project for Country Craft Creations, and I'm going to give you a quick overview of the papers. I just love that. And there's an adorable polka dot, a stripe, stars, another stripe, some little circle, I guess they're icons, with another stripe. So we have quite a few stripes to work with. This is the sticker sheet. I have something fun planned for that one. And then we have these terrific nautical flags. Set them upside down. And compass roses on this really pretty aqua color. And let's see, here's the cut apart sheet. So pretty. And this has a gorgeous plaid on the back. And look at this wood tone. I just love that. And then it has life preservers on the back. Let's see, we already saw this sheet. And there's the stripe with the stars. I think there's another, I feel like there's another sheet. Oh, here it is. Let's bring this one up. And then we have these anchors with this sort of a life preserver chain tessellated pattern. And then we have, this is the same one that has the boat, or ship I guess it is, but of course this one's plain, with this amazing map on the back. Love that. And let's see, then we have the little squares. I'm sure we'll be able to make use of these. And a little polka dot on the back. And you can see I've been playing with these, so I don't have them in order anymore. And here's that same plaid. Oh, and then there's another cut apart sheet and squares with another stripe. And I think that's it. Maybe there's another one. Oh, here's another cut apart sheet with, isn't that cute? Look at that. With polka dots on the back. Okay, so I think that's it. And then I think I have plenty here to do probably more than one project. But I'm going to do this one first, and then we'll see. And then I have these solids, which are fantastic. And I pulled 3 different colors of cardstock. White, I don't have very much white, so I couldn't use white for the background. And then I also pulled the burgundy, which I think looks really nice with the papers. It's not a perfect match, but it looks nice. And the black. And the only one I really had enough of, I thought, to do the backgrounds, you know, the base, is the black. So we're working with black again. Although I think I probably had enough of the burgundy and maybe even the white. But this is what we're working with. I'm going to set this aside, so I don't need it right now. I'll need it in a minute. And then of course we've got our basic tools, my usual little scoreboard, scissors, my favorite blue ruler, and art glitter glue. And I have finally broken open a new bottle of art glitter glue, which is good because my old one was getting pretty ratty. So I have a full cut list for this. It's on my blog. I'll have a link down below. It's free, of course. Just hop on over there and download the cut list so you can get everything cut out. I'll give you measurements as we go, but when I have a cut list like this, I think it's easier to just go ahead and cut everything, which is what I've done. So you can just get going with the assembly. All right, so let me grab my base pages, which I just had. I think these are them, yes. Okay, so this is going to be one of my usual albums. You will have seen it already. And it's about 4.5 by 6. And horizontal. And 4 pages. It's kind of a common size for me. So what we need, I like working fairly small. You're going to need 4 pages that are 4 pieces, 5.5 by 6. So you need 4 of those, 5.5 by 6. And then you need 4 that are 4.5 by 6. Okay, so set the smaller ones aside. You'll need those in a minute. Take the larger ones. Okay, put the 5.5 inch side across the top, and you're going to score it at, turn this so you can see it, at 1/2 and at 5. Okay, I'm going to do that with all 4 of these. So 1/2, 5, most of this book is going to be very straightforward. I don't have anything too complicated. We do have one envelope that I'm going to show you how to draft. We have a scalloped flap, which I'll also show you how to do. And there are easier options for both if you don't feel like doing them, which I will give you. Let me go ahead and tuck that off to the side. I think I need to get a bigger cup for my tools, though. It's getting a little hard to put things in. Put this on. Okay, so then we're going to go ahead and trim our corners. I have a new camera set up. My last couple of videos, I felt so bad I kept going off camera. I've mentioned, I know many times, that I don't see very well, and I kept pulling things towards me where you guys couldn't see them. But I'll try to be more careful about that. Plus, I have a higher camera set up, so you should have a wider field of view and less chance of me going off camera on you. Do that very well. I'm going to go right up to, but not past that score line. That. Okay, those some of this up. Yeah. Seems like I have lots of little bits because I just finished today, just a couple of hours ago, making the prototype for this album, which I'll show you later when we get to the end. All right, so let me go ahead and grab those pieces that we just scored. Grab your bone folder. Just fold and burnish all of your fold lines that you just made. I like to fold mine with the bump to the inside. I don't know that it actually makes a difference, but I feel like it does, and that's how I like to do it. This is a very traditional sort of construction method that we're using. And now we're going to take the smaller pieces over. And I'm just going to do one of these on camera just to show you how, because you need to do all 4 of them. Get my ruler right here. So you take your art glitter glue. If you prefer, you could use score tape. It's personal choice. Okay. Going to put some glue along the outside of this tab. I like to do one at a time. Okay, and then you're going to line this smaller piece up right along that edge. And excuse me, I'm just pulling it to me for a second just to make sure I've got it lined up. I do. And then grab a baby wipe. burnish that really well. And then do the opposite side. And I know I've mentioned many times that just because you have a specific measurement and you cut to that measurement, depending on your cutter, your eyes, how you're feeling that day, you know, you may or may not cut it exactly right. So line everything up as best you can, burnish it. I just want to show you because I know that's how this is going to come out. Burnish it. And you can see that mine is bowed slightly. Just go ahead and give it a good burnish and just burnish it flat, okay? And it'll be fine. All right. Looks like I have a mark there on that paper. Okay. And then just repeat that for all of the others, the other three, okay? And I am going to do mine and be right back. Okay, I have finished my pages, and we are going to be doing most of the work on the pages before we put them in the book with this one. So we're going to start with the envelope flap that goes on page 1. And I'm going to pull out, and let me just see. I feel like that looks small. I cut it the right size. Okay, I've assembled my 4 pages, and we're going to do most of the assembly on these pages before we put them in the book. Excuse my nails, they're a mess. I haven't got to get them fixed. Okay, so what I'm going to show you how to make our envelope. Just checking my measurement because I just want to make sure I have my square the right size. I do, 8.5. As you can see, I've got a sample here. Just trying to figure out the best way to get this envelope to you, and couldn't figure out a way, so I'm going to go ahead. Because I could have given you a template, but I wasn't sure it would print. You know, everybody's printer is different, so I thought I'm going to show you how to draw it yourself. It's not that hard. Okay, now I'm going to show you how to do this on white, because I don't think you'll be able to see it very well on black. All right, now you can do this by drawing lines, which is what I'm going to do. If you prefer, you can just fold, but it's easier for me to just draw lines. And these first couple of lines are diagonals. You want to and like I said, you could just fold this if you want. And so I've drawn a line diagonally across the square, and then I'm going to repeat that. This is an 8.5 by 8.5 square, which is what you will have cut for your envelope. And another thing you can do is cut this out of cardstock the way we're doing, and then use it as a template to trace it onto your paper. Okay, so once you've divided your square, and you can see I've got it all marked on this one, you're going to make a mark in this bottom right hand corner at 3 1/4 inches across and 3 1/4 inches up. There. Okay, like that. Here and here. And then you're going to repeat it on the diagonally opposite corner. So that's going to be here. So it's 3 1/4 and 3 1/4 from this corner. Right there. Okay. All right. So put this back the way I had it. Okay. So now we have a mark. Let me grab. Hang on. Grab this. Okay. So we have a mark here, and we have a mark here, and then we have here and here, okay? And what you want to do is join those marks, like this. Just like that. And then we want to join these two marks. That. And what you should have at that point is 2 1/4 and 2 1/4. And if it's not, and you need to adjust your lines, do so, but there should be from here to here is 2 1/4, and from here to here is 2 1/4. Okay, so we have that. Now we want to go to the other two corners, so the bottom left, and mark 4 1/4 and 4 1/4. Okay, and then go to the opposite corner and do the same thing. 4 1/4 and 4 1/4. Okay, and then we're going to do the same thing. We're going to join these marks. Basically what you're making here is an envelope template, and then you can use it to trace out your envelope, or you could just draw it right on your paper, but I like to do it as a template. Okay, so now what we have here is a rectangle that is 6 inches by 4 1/2 inches, which is the size of our page. So when we fold this envelope, we're going to end up with an envelope that's just the size of our page. All right? So then to actually make the envelope, and again, you could do all of this by folding, right? You could make the marks and then fold, you know, score and fold, but I just find it easier to use a template. So then you're going to cut these little triangles out. There. Now these are actually going to end up being cut, some of these at slightly different angles, but you'll see that when we fold it. Okay. Now if you have an envelope punch board, you can use that, but the 8x8 square, the directions that they give, doesn't produce an envelope that's the right size. You would have to fudge your folds a little bit to try to make that fit. But if you don't want to go through all this, you can. Or you can just make a flap and forget about doing the envelope altogether if this seems like too much. Okay, so now we're going to have a piece that looks like this. Now you could score it before you cut those out if you want, but I like to do it like that. Okay? So these are going to be the smaller pieces to the sides. Those are going to be the sides of the envelope, and then one of these is the top flap and one is the bottom. Okay, so what we can do now is we can transfer this to our square, okay, by just tracing. All you need to trace really are these little triangles. So just make sure you've got it placed. Move it up where you can see it. You want to make sure you have it placed right correctly with all your corners, and then trace those really see it, but I think it's lined up. And just trace these. Okay, I don't know if you can see it, but I can see it pretty clearly. Pencil actually shows up pretty well on black. And then we're going to cut those again out of the black. You'll see when we fold this, these angles will probably be adjusted somewhat to allow for the envelope to easily fold. Okay, there's that. Now the next step is to score it. And I'm going to, I think I'll use my little one. Oops, I hit my mic. I don't know if you can see, and I'm looking to see if I have a Sharpie. But I have marked, and I'm going to do it very boldly so that you can see it, my scoreboard on all the 1-inch marks. And that makes this kind of thing much easier. Okay. So what you need to do is take your envelope and you need to place this straight edge and this straight edge, which are in line with each other, right up against one of the lines. And you can see where having these marked in the black makes it much easier to make sure this one and this one are on the same line. Well, I'm not going to be able to score with that, am I? Grab my scoring tool. Okay, and then you just want to score right down the line. Okay, turn. If you have a bigger scoreboard, you probably wouldn't have to turn it, but there we go. And I'm just lining that up the same. And whoops, what did I do? Did I go off the line? It looks like I did. That's so strange. Okay, hang on. All right. Well, I very carefully managed to not score that properly. All right. Okay, there we go. It'll be all right. You won't be able to see it in the end. Okay. Then you want to turn. After I just carefully told you how to not make that mistake, I did make that mistake. And do this one, and then do this one. So you, oops. So I have all 4 of these done. Okay. All right, so now we have the basic envelope. And what we're going to do, that's my bone folder, here we are, is I'm going to fold in the sides. I think I'll go in this direction. Fold this side, and this one that I didn't score properly, I'm going to have be the bottom because that's going to be hidden. So here's where I was talking about adjusting the angle. I want you to take your scissors and just slightly angle that cut. Okay, I don't know if you can see, it just came in like not even 1/4 of an inch, less than that. and just taper it down towards this corner. Okay? That way, when this folds up and when this folds down, this won't be in the way. All right? And then this was the one that I incorrectly scored, but it's going to be fine. It's just going to fold right up. And this will be hidden. And once you fold it up, take a look and see if these need to be tapered as well. And then this one does. It's sticking out a little bit. Okay, a lot of trimmings. Okay, and then this is going to come down. So this is our envelope. So we've now made an envelope that's the same size as our pages. So we have a couple of things we need to do. And the first one is to grab one of our pages and do a test fit and see how it looks. Looks pretty good. It's a hair wide, I think, but not so much that I can't live with it. If yours is too, really too wide, you could just go ahead and just rescore across and fold it a little bit narrower, but I'm okay with mine. Okay, so the other thing, I've got a couple of things still. So let me grab, hang on, let's put something white in here. Okay, so when this folds up, you can see it forms a peak here. I don't like that. To me, that, I don't know, just does not look professional. So I am going to draw a line straight across from where they cross, right there, like that, and I'm just going to cut that off, okay? Okay. So now it looks like that, which I think looks nicer. And then this could be rounded, but we're going to leave it for the moment. Okay, so this is our envelope. This needs to be matted. This side is fine. It's just a solid piece. You don't have any problem. This piece you're going to have to mat both the front and, the inside and the outside. These pieces you only need to mat the outside, right? However, let me unfold it again. They're kind of odd pieces, right? So the easiest way to make the mats is going to be to use the envelope itself. I'm looking for the cover to my scissors. We're going to use the envelope itself to make those mats. Okay? So let me go ahead and grab some paper and get started with that. So let me show you how to do this. Let's start with the side flaps, which are going to be the stars. All right, so the thing to remember, okay, let me fold this up here, right, is that this, these are not reversible, right? So if I were to fold this like this and cut the template, it would be sized to fit on the inside. Do you see that? Is that clear? Let me make sure you're right in the middle. This is where the template needs to go, where the mat needs to go. If I were to lay this on here like this, it would be sized to fit on the inside and not the outside. These are not reversible. So what you have to do is turn it over like that, right? And cut it this way. Okay, so let me grab my pencil and show you how we're going to do this. I'm just going to lay the fold right along the edge of the paper. Okay, just like that. And then I'm going to draw I'm doing these one at a time because I don't want to get them mixed up. Okay, so now we have an outline. And actually, I'm going to go ahead and cut it just to make it easier for you to see. Okay, actually, let me get my bigger scissors. You're probably thinking to yourself that there's not going to be any reveal, and you're right, but I'm going to show you the next step, how to get that. And you have a couple of options. Okay. Right. So this piece, and of course I toss that to the side, so I hope I've got the right one, and I seem to have. Okay. All right, so this is going to go. Let me see. Have I got the right one? Hang on. Might be this one. Oh, I didn't cut it out. That's why. Hang on. I missed one of my lines. Okay. On here. However, we need to cut away about 1/8 of an inch all the way around. So to do that, you can either eyeball it if you're comfortable with that, or you could take your ruler, a clear ruler, and lay the 1/8 inch along the edge of the piece and trace. And like this, I do need to pull near me, I'm sorry, because I'm not seeing it very well. Hang on, let me turn it over, that would help. Excuse my hair if it gets in the frame. I find with this, let me see if I can slide it. I'm guesstimating, I can't really see. This Tim Holtz ruler, I have a hard time getting a narrow measurement with it, I guess because of the metal edge, I don't know. But I'm just laying where I can see the metal edge right up against the paper and drawing a line. And you could do this on the back if you want, if you don't want to put it up right on the front. But I'm going to cut the line off, so. And then, you know, your other option, if you don't feel like doing all this drawing, is to just eyeball and cut a little bit off each edge. But I am going to draw it. Okay. There's that. Oops. And that. Okay. And then we're just going to recut it on the line. My little ones here. Now we have the first mat for, oh my goodness, that was my kitty, for our envelope. Okay. All right, well, she came in, meowed, turned around and walked back out again. So now I'm going to glue that down before I lose track of it. And I'm trying to decide if I want to ink. And I'm not going to. I'm going to try to avoid inking in this album because I want to keep a nice crisp look. would be visible anyway. Okay, well, there's that one. And now we want to repeat with this second one. And I'm just going to put it down here. And again, just lay that fold right up against the edge. And again, we're just going to draw that line. This is a little bit tedious, I will concede, but it really does look nice in the book. And everything else in the book, for the most part, is pretty simple. Which is typical. Most of my books don't have anything too terribly complex or difficult in them. I'm just cutting to make sure that the pencil line, that I'm slightly inside that pencil line. There we go. Okay, and this one is going to go on this side. Okay. Okay. Now, let me just show you. This is going to go like this. This is going to, whoops, this one here is going to come up, right? This one's going to come down. We need a magnet, okay? The magnet's going to go here and here. Right? But, so don't forget that. I'm reminding myself as much as you because everybody knows I always forget my magnets. Okay, so now we need to do this base piece. I'm not going to glue it on until I put the magnet. And we're going to use this. We need to be careful now because this is directional, right? So that means I need it to go like that. Okay, I'm just going to go down into, hang on, let me turn this. I'm going to go like this. Like that. Okay. And I'm going to do the same thing. And actually, yeah, I'm going to do this on the back. It doesn't really matter. It'll be a lot easier to see. Okay, so Now, let's do our magnet. All this out of the way. Then we'll finish with the matting. Okay. Grab my scissors. Get 2 magnets. I think I'm gonna put the magnet on the flap first. See, find my 1/4 inch tape. Go. There will be all right. Well, didn't center that very well. Let's try over a little bit. There we go. All right, I'm gonna put that there. And let me grab a scrap of something. That goes there. And let's see. Oh yeah, that's good. Alright, so now this goes here. That. Let me think. Hang on. I think there's one other thing. Yes, there is. I almost forgot about it too. Okay. So this piece, there's a hinge that we need to attach. And let's see, my hinge should be, here it is. Okay. All right. See, that was good. I'm trying to remember exactly how I put the hinge. And so the hinge, oh, no, that's not the hinge. I remember how I put the hinge and where, and I feel like it should have gone under one of these mats. Hang on, let me double check. Yep, I should have put it under. I should have put it under this mat. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and put it on top of the mat, and then I'll just cut a little strip. So when you're doing yours, we're going to do this hinge first, okay, that we're about to do, and then you'll put your mat. Sorry about that. Okay, so the hinge piece, let me give you the measurement, is 4 3/8 by 1, and you're going to score it in half vertically, like that. Just fold it in half. Fortunately, this is not going to be, I don't think, too visible what I've done. And then just trim the corners while it's folded, okay? And then it's going to get attached. Okay, so this is the bottom, this is the top. It's going on this one, the one on the left. All right, and you're gonna put yours down first, like this, and then put the mat on top of it, okay? And I'm just gonna cut a little strip to hide it. Oops. and the hinge is just a tiny bit shorter than the space that it's going in. So just center it. Okay, like that. And again, you will put yours down before your mat. And let me go ahead and just cut a little strip to put there. Okay. And let's see. Because I don't have to cover the whole thing, because this is going to come up. Let's put it right about there. And again, you will not have to do this because you're going to put yours down before you do your mat. And this paper goes this way, and I put this way, but I just didn't want to waste any more of that paper, so that's why I did it that way. But it's really not going to be too bad, and I can always decorate it with something. Okay, back to what we were doing. Okay, so then this piece goes here. Sorry, I'm shaking the camera, pressing down hard. Okay. That, and like that, and like that. Very cute. Would have been cuter if I hadn't messed that up. Okay, and now we need our flap. So, this one you're going to need 2 pieces. Okay, so I'm going to need to do one going with the inside of the envelope facing up and one with the outside facing up. Okay. So, try it this way. And I'm using the stripe for the inside. And then I'm going to use the red and white polka dot for the outside. I think. Unless I change my mind. Okay. Should have used. I'll switch to my bigger scissors. When you have a longer cut, you should use your bigger scissors. It'll make for a smoother cut. And I think we're going to round that point. This one goes here, okay, and I still need to cut the 1/8 inch, and I think I'm going to use my corner rounder to round these. Okay, so that's going to be the inside, and let's see. Get this out of the way. And this is, yeah, that's cool. Okay, so we'll use that for, let's see, I want want to cut this from this plain side in case I want to use part of that boat for something. As we go along with the other pages, I will have mats pre-cut so that the video is not so long. But I wanted to show you how to do this envelope because it's a little trickier than a regular mat. That we're going to do for the rest. Okay, so now we're just going to do the same thing. Just take our ruler, put my glue, mark our 1/8 inch, and cut. And I will fast forward through some of this. Okay, so I've cut these, and what I want to do is grab my chopper. Grab it, here it is, and I'm going to use the 1/2 inch on my We Are Memory Keepers crocodile, and I'm just going to round the end of that. And I'm going to do the same for each of the mats. The red is going to go on the outside here, okay, and then the stripe is going to go on the inside. Now, if you decide to use a directional print on this flap, be very, very careful, okay, because it's going to be obviously changing directions as, you know, depending on the way it's facing. So in other words, let me just put this up. This one here, if you use a directional print, will need to be facing upwards like this. But this one would need to be facing upwards from the point, okay? So just be aware of that if you decide to use a directional print. Some of that extra glue that I just sloshed all over. Okay, this one we need to cover up that magnet. Okay. I like that stripe, that's cute. Just burnishing really well up around this point so that the magnet is well sealed in. Okay. All right. That's going to come up and that's going to come down. That is really cute. And then this attaches to the page and it flops over. Okay. And make sure you may need to just work this little tab to make sure that it can flip closed well. And after a little while it loosens up. Okay, so there's that. Now, so we can seal our envelope closed. So you're going to run some glue down along here, up here, and up almost to the point. And you can put a little extra. Up here. To there. Okay. Just like that. to burnish that, and then you need to check to be sure you haven't glued anything shut that you didn't want to glue shut. Scrap. Okay, just like that. So there's our envelope. Okay, so let's take our first page. This side is going to be the spine, this side is going to be the side pocket, and this is just going to be glued right here, like so, so that this envelope can fold over, okay? And mine is just a touch wide, but not so much that it's a problem. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and now make sure when you're doing this that you, well, you kind of almost have, because the flap is only on the one side, you don't have too much choice, but make sure it's right side up. And you could decorate the front of this before you attach it. And if I was going to continue on and not stop this video at this point, I probably would do that. But it's a fairly long video at this point, so I just want to go ahead and stop now, and I'll show you in the next video how to decorate that. And I just made a bit of a mess putting that on. Okay, you can see I smeared some glue, but that's going to be hidden. Okay, so just burnish that down well. Okay, now you may be asking yourself, I just want to make sure I've got this reasonably straight, and I don't really, but let's fix that. How you're going to keep this closed. And what we're going to do is put the third magnet here. And you only need 3, you don't need another one. Right, so that one, grab a magnet here. Okay. I'll put down now before we forget. Just like that. And just close that. Keep this in here because it's otherwise you won't be able to open it. And actually mine is definitely a little crooked. I'm going to see if I can move this magnet up just a touch. Yeah, that's better. Okay, so I'm just going to put a little piece of tape over it for now, since it's not going to be covered for a little bit. When we come back, like I said, this video's pretty long at this point, so when we come back, like I said, in the next video, I'll have the mats cut, and we'll just go through and do each page and mat as we go, and we'll finish matting and decorating this page. Okay, and as you can see, mine's just a little bit crooked. Driving me crazy, so I may get that straightened out before the next video, because it really isn't too bad, just a hair. Okay, be a little more careful putting yours on to get it straight. Good heavens, I don't know what it is. As soon as I get in front of a camera, I start putting things down crooked. Okay, I will see you next time. Good luck getting your envelope together. Just reach out to me if you have any problems in the comments below. I hope you enjoy making this with me. It's a lot of fun, I think. And I will see you next time. If you have not already subscribed to my channel, please do so. If you have already subscribed to my channel, thank you so much. I appreciate it. And all the supplies that you need to make this album you can get at Country Craft Creations, and I will link that down below. Again, this is Cruisin' by Simple Stories. Super cute. Here's the name. Okay? And I will see you next time. Thanks again for watching. Bye-bye.